Hey guys, I am here with a quick review of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Amazing Spider-Man complete line. And so, if you've not followed any of our toy review videos before, we do things a little bit uniquely. One, in that we kind of film wherever we can, when we can, because we put up a lot of video. And so, this is a quick kind of waiting out traffic at the Disneyland parking structure video. And the other thing is just that we are not really breaking news when it comes to our toy reviews. And so when it comes to conventions and theme park stuff, if you follow along with us for that, we really try and be at everything first, and we try to have video up first. But when it comes to toy reviews, we're not in that way because, to be honest, collect a lot of stuff, and so a big part of that is patience to wait for things to drop in price. And so hopefully what we can give you, if this is the first toy review you're watching with us, is not necessarily always the breaking news when it comes to toy reviews, but instead kind of giving you a little bit different perspective and maybe looking at lines sometimes that maybe you've debated on but haven't gotten into, and we can kind of answer some questions there. So this is actually a good example of that. Is this Spider-Man line came out a few months ago. When I first heard about this Build-A-Figure, even though I'm not the biggest Ultimate Goblin fan, I just thought the figure was such a hulking looking beast that I was maybe going to really try and put this whole set together. That said, when they hit the shelves and the Carnage and Black Cat and Spider-Woman and Toxin were so expensive, I just dropped that notion altogether because I wasn't going to hunt them down. If you're not familiar at all with the line, here's kind of a look at the figures that you needed to collect to build your figure. And so we obviously had some swap out figures in there, but all of the swap out figures were pretty difficult to find, in particular the Carnage, Toxin, and the Black Cat Spider-Woman. So I kind of gave up that idea pretty quick. I only picked up the Superior Spider-Man because he was easy to find, and I love the Superior Spider-Man comic and just thought it was one of the coolest figures ever, and I still do. It's just the articulation's amazing, and if you want a full review of that, you can check our website under the Marvel Legends area because we have a full review of him. But then from there, only a few weeks ago, all of a sudden found Black Cat and Carnage swinging from the pegs at a Kmart, which I was shocked and excited about, and so immediately picked them up, and all of a sudden I had for about $55–60 three of the figures towards the Build-A-Figure, and now it seemed obtainable. Furthering that, these guys had dropped in price, so I was able to pick up the Beetle for, I think it was around 20 as well, the Spider-Man for 15, and then the Electro for for 18, I believe it was. Yeah, 18. Actually, Beetle was 18 as well. And so in each of these, you know, they're not the most awesome looks of these figures. I mean, it kind of, you know, you look at them and some of them are better than others. I'm not a huge fan of this Electro, any real part of him. I thought I was gonna like him more than I did, but to be honest, the movie soured me so much on everything to do with where Amazing Spider-Man is these days that I'm really leaning even more towards the comic stuff than I normally do. The Beetle I actually liked a lot more once I got him out of the package and saw kind of how the wings work and everything like that. But in the end, really, the first four figures over here are kind of the best part of the line, where you have your Spider-Man, or your Superior Spider-Man, your Black Cat, your Carnage, and your Build-A-Figure, which is the Ultimate Goblin. And so taking a look at the Goblin with the fire coming off of him and everything else, I mean, he's just an awesome looking, hulking beast of a figure. A really cool example of a Build-A-Figure. I think it's what you want in any Build-A-Figure, which is something that's really going to attract people to buy those extra, you know, maybe not so great figures, very much like that Iron Man in the new Guardians wave. But in this case, for me, the ones that I didn't really want to buy were Electro and Spider-Man. Even the Beetle, although it's not my favorite design, I could kind of go along with that. And so in the end, I think when I summed up the entire total, it cost $116 to put together this entire set. A lot of it with Frank and Son over at City of Industry in Southern California, if you're around there, and others just being patient and finding them at other random dealers or on the pegs themselves. The most I paid for any of the figures, I believe, is... yeah, really, it was the two Kmart figures, Carnage and Black Cat, which were, I think, $19.99 plus tax. And so, in general, it was a great price for the entire line. So just kind of wanted to do a quick look at them to kind of let you see what's going on with this Marvel Legends line if you weren't familiar with them. If you're already collecting them, then obviously you've probably looked at much better reviews than this, and you can do a better review yourself because you can go really into detail some of the swap out hands or heads or things like that. But one of the things I try to do is just provide people a little bit different perspective because, again, my collecting is very deep. So, you wouldn't be surprised to see anything from Marvel Legends to, DC animated figures to Star Wars, Black Series stuff to Vinylmations to maybe designer toys. I collect just about everything, but not all of anything for the most part. So it's really rare for me to complete a whole line. And so I thought it'd be a good time to maybe do a little review of the entire line, generally speaking. So if you're out there looking and you find some good deals on these, you might want to check them out as well. Now, part of what's going on is the prices are dropping a bit because they're starting to package the Toxin and the Spider-Woman, just selling them on their own, which if you're following this video, you've probably heard that that's something that's Hasbro's tinkering around with the Black Series Star Wars 6-inch figures and the Marvel Legends, is starting to sell them, complete cases of just one figure to make it a little bit more collector-friendly. Arguably. And so that brings the price down on the set entirely, and it might be something that you might want to complete yourself if you love the way this Goblin looks the way I do. And as I said, it's kind of inexplicable because I'm not a big fan of him in the comic, but I just really love the way this figure looks in and of itself. So, all right, until next time, we will see you in line somewhere.